Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flawless Body's Kitchen. I have a really fun recipe for you today to use for your leftover turkey from Thanksgiving, from the holidays. So I've got all this turkey here, and I don't know about you, but I get so bored with the regular leftover recipes. So we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna make something really yummy that is also macro friendly and will work on your diet plan. So it is gonna be a spicy Asian turkey noodle soup. The ingredients we're gonna use for this is gonna be bone broth or regular chicken broth. I'm using the ramen brown rice cake for the noodles. We have lots of different kinds of those. I've got different veggies. You can put anything you want in it. I'm gonna be using mushrooms, green onions, and carrots. And that is about it. Super quick, simple, and easy. So let's get started. All right, to get started on this recipe, I've got 2 pots on the stove. I've got one with 4 quarts of water, and that is coming to a boil right now, and that's gonna be for our ramen noodles because this can get starchy in the water as it cooks. So I like to cook this separately from my broth, and then I just drop it in right at the end. Okay, so I've got 4 quarts of water boiling on the stove, and while that's starting, I am gonna be chopping up these veggies to add into this soup. So I'm starting on some carrots here. I'm gonna chop these up. I like to really finely dice these carrots, and then I'm going to start sauteing them first while I'm chopping up the rest of the veggies. Okay, so in the smaller pot, I've got the water boiling for the ramen noodles, and in the larger pot, I'm gonna put just a little bit of olive oil. It's heating up. And then I'm gonna add the carrots that I diced up in there. For this, I'm just making enough for 2 servings, so you can always do more. I put just about a 1/4 cup of the carrots, and now I'm gonna go back to sauteing all the other veggies. Okay, so next I am gonna do the mushrooms. I've got 3 really big mushrooms here. You can do however many you like. I would say about a 1/4 cup, so that you end up with about 1 cup of veggies in your 2 servings of this soup. So these are really big, so I'm gonna cut them in half. Then I'm gonna go on to 3 pieces of green onion. Chop, chop, chop. Safety first. And I like to use a little bit of the green part, but not the whole thing. Just about to there. Okay, so now we're gonna go add this in. Okay, so I'm gonna stir these carrots around and make sure they are softened just a little bit before I add the rest of the veggies in. In these go. A good stir so they get some of that olive oil on, and then I'm gonna season with a little bit of salt and pepper. Always use pink Himalayan salt. And then black pepper. Okay, and then I see I have my other pot. The water is boiling, so I'm gonna add the ramen cake. So I do 1 cake for 2 servings. So that ends up being about 25 grams of carbs per serving, which should be pretty close to what's on your plan, depending on your goals. So you can add more or less depending on what your macros are. Okay, so we're gonna let this chill and cook here for about 10 minutes. Same with these veggies. And then once these veggies are sauteed, I'm gonna add in my broth. Our veggies are almost done sauteing. They look like they're almost cooked through, so it's time to add in our broth. I've got an organic bone broth here, and this will add in 9 grams of protein for every cup. So if you've got 2 cups of broth, you've added 18 grams of protein, which means you don't have to put so much turkey into your soup. Okay, so once you've got your 2 cups of broth, you're gonna let that cook for about another 10 minutes, just so all the flavors can mix. Now, while our broth is finishing, I have got 6 ounces of turkey weighed up, and I'm gonna just chop it up to add into our soup, and that will be at the very end. So this is already cooked, so all we have to do is just drop it in. Make sure you dice it pretty finely, so you don't want to have super big chunks. in your soup. Okay. Okay, the soup looks great. It smells so good. You can see everything has combined and our noodles are done. Just took them off the heat. I'm just gonna pull them out with the fork and add them directly into the soup. Make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Don't overcook or it will get mushy. Making ramen is an art form, okay? All right, so we've got our noodles in. See, it's a little bit less than what you might see in a normal soup because we are trying to stick to those macros. We're gonna drop the turkey in. All right, and then the last thing I'm gonna add is some hot chili oil because this is a spicy Asian noodle soup and this is optional, so if you don't like spicy, don't add it. You can also use soy sauce, sriracha, hot chili garlic sauce. There's lots of different flavors you can add in. I am using a hot chili oil, and now we are ready to serve. So let's see how it came out. Oh, one thing I like about this recipe is it's really colorful. You get all your veggies in, all your protein in, and it's just something different. It's so good on a winter day. Let's see. See? Try it. That's good. Try it and let me know how you like it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and you can find more like this in my new winter recipe book coming out with any of my new programs. So check out my website, jamiosheafitness.com, or send me a message for a copy.